Are you ready? Put on your seatbelt. What is to come? As the great late Dolores Cannon said, don't watch this unless you want your mind bent like a pretzel, right? We're going to take it out and out and out. There are no limits to the universe. Everything's one thing. That means there's no limits to you. But hey, you chose this. You can't play Pac-Man on a Donkey Kong machine. You are playing Pac-Man right now. So let's talk about what's happening on the planet, your options, what is to come, and how you can prepare for it. You ready for that? I know you are. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears, live an amazing life. Let's do it. We are here in a critical time on this planet. Yes, I did change. Why? My battery died. Note to self, recharge the batteries before you start shooting a very critical video. And I want to talk more and more about what's happening in the present moment, because that's determining everything out there. Now, when I say bend your mind like a pretzel, I'm serious about that, because I'm going to start talking more and more about things that may just absolutely blow your mind, or you want to believe it, but you don't, and you don't understand your power. Everything is you creating your own reality. All of it. All of it. All right, what's going to happen this future? I'm going to tell you right now. We all came here to participate in Donkey Kong or Pac-Man. You get to choose. But you cannot play Pac-Man on a Donkey Kong machine. You don't have to know what those games are to know what I'm talking about. In other words, you get to choose your game. You get to choose your game. Nobody else is doing that for you. Nobody's interfering with you. Nobody else is a problem. You are interacting with all of that. It is a challenge that you brought on to evolve. It's contrast. It's an experience, all of it, and you're not enjoying it, are you? Right? Most of us are not enjoying it. Well, I'm enjoying it. But most people don't enjoy it. Why? Because it's involvement, and we came here believing, after we forgot everything else, that we're supposed to just feel good all the time. Why? Because that's what we come from, and that's who we truly are. So anything that's in contrast to that, we don't want it. But because it's contrast to what we love and feels good and great and all this wonderful things that happen in the material world that are always temporary, right? Because of all of that, we avoid everything else, not understanding the value in it. Here's what's going to happen. We're going into it. Now, I just shot a video because I got a real strong feeling we shifted again. Okay, this is September 2020. I felt a big shift. And I always go with and talk to you first before I do my research, by the way. I don't want to be affected by something I hear out there from other people, other teachers. I don't watch any other videos out there other than maybe Greg Braden, and I haven't done that in ages, or Dolores Cannon. But I want you to know that I want to go with my gut feelings, and this is what we're not doing, and that is something had shifted, and I felt it was really good. I felt it felt really nice and stable, and I looked it up. The Schumann resonance has remained flatlined. In other words, it was going up, it was going down, it was going up, it was all over the place as far as, you know, what's happening out there. It's hit all-time high in December 2019, and right now it has plateaued, at least as of this video. What does that mean to you? Everything's energy. Everything is part of an electromagnetic field, putting out that energy, putting out a frequency, a vibe. Everything is just a frequency within the vibrational universe. Electromagnetic fields, and everything is just one energy. It's just a different expression within that energy. Everything really comes from one thing. All right? So what I want you to understand is everything's connected. When this planet starts to go through frequency changes, when you guys are feeling that physically, and if you take my Shift into the New Earth workshop, I actually have a lesson in there where I show you how the frequency of this planet physically affects you, scientifically affects you. Of course it does. There is a frequency of healing. There is a frequency of joy. These are documented. There's a frequency of the planet. So it just goes to show you that if that frequency raises or goes up and down, it's not just doing this on its own either. We're interacting with it. So we are absolutely contributing to that also. Now, why is it level? I can't tell you that. But I know that we are participating in that on some level. So if you had high blood pressure, heart palpitations, things that don't necessarily tell you you're awakening, it's just you physically reacting to the frequency of the planet and the collective. All right? You get to choose your frequency within that. That's not, oh, I'm awakening, but you're not doing anything. I have heart palpitations, I'm awakening. No, that's not what's happening. So we're going into this shift. All right, I talked about this in another video. I'm going to keep talking about it. Here's what I want you to know, and this is the mind-bending part. You are 100% in control of whatever happens at this moment. Onward. 100%. So, no matter what happens within the collective, you can go to an amazing place right now. In fact, I have good news. I shared it in another video. I'm going to keep telling you this. There are people, entities, human beings, all of us are light beings, that are shifting into that plateau where you're not going to be on this emotional roller coaster anymore. It's the Great Awakening. You're shifting into it. It's going to bring some real peace to you. And you're going to see the shift out there as an amazing, positive thing that's going on, but you are 100% in control of what happens. All right? Now, what I want you to know is what happens is if you choose a higher frequency in awakening, then you will participate in the falling off, the dissolving of all those things. So they do have to dissolve. So that we've participated on this planetary experience, this game. So as shifting to higher frequency and the Great Awakening means that we will have to participate in seeing it dissolve. You don't just shift in and like one day you're like, oh, I'm going to eat bonbons all day and never get fat, and everybody's wonderful. That's not going to happen. It's the evolution of it. In other words, you're going to say, okay, we have participated. Energy doesn't separate. We're always connected to it. So we're going to watch it go off, and it's going to be an amazing, positive thing for you. If you're choosing, you're changing your reality, so you're going to see everything different. You're going to see the structures on this planet changing in a positive way. You're going to participate in that. It's going to feel good. You're going to say, yay. It's not going to be fearful or threatening to you anymore because you're 100% creating that reality and how you think about it. 100%. All right? From this moment forward, you must be conscious of every single thought. And you get to choose what they are so you can go into the negativity. We have gone into some stability right now that allows you to start making some adjustments and to choose that place of peace. 100% is coming from you. No more looking outside, no more arguing, no more saying this is how things are. Everything is according to you. Absolutely every single thing is being created by you. All of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. Because you're just one facet of the unlimited expressions out there, experiences. Just one. And there's no division between you and all the other experiences. It's all one thing. It's just all one thing happening. In every time, at future, every probability, all of it's just one big thing happening. You're so powerful that right now you can choose your life. Now, if you're choosing, I want you to remember this. So I'm going to choose wealth and blah, blah, and you're going to name all these things. What you must do to understand how to go into this and use it with your power, if you're doing that on a materialistic level, you're not going to accomplish your goals because you're still looking. So that's a lower frequency. Oh, so I'm going to choose wealth and all these things. You're still looking at the outside world to make you happy. You're still functioning from an ego. So that's the part we don't recognize. We say, well, I'm not manifesting my reality because, it's not happening the way I want it to. I'm like, yes, if you look out here and see what's happening, then that is what's happening in here. Everything here is what's happening in here. For you, not me. Right? So why is somebody else thinking something and things appear for them? Because they have no blocks or barriers. So what you're doing right now is, if it's not showing up, there's something else going on that's blocking that you are actually projecting exactly what you're thinking out there. That I can't really have it, or that the material world is real, and that it controls my happiness, and that I'm going to get it to, it's not separate from you. Everything's just one thing happening. And if you know this, and that you know that everything else is just a concept, a story, a belief, a thought, and you let it all go, you can go into an amazing space where you're an observer, and then one thought, it's not even a thought, a desire, creates your world of opportunity, of amazing things, awakening, miracles. Seeing this world that you chose to come into, the density, watching it dissolve and transform into something great, because there will be dense people who don't see that. So here's the thing, is we think that, okay, well then it's happening for everybody. No, it's not. It's not. There are other people that are going to see us going into a completely different future, because they're creating that, they're choosing it, that's it. You will not see that. You will see things dissolving in a positive way. You will not be threatened by it, fearful of it. Others will be entrenched in it. Don't let that be you if you don't want to go into that space. It's a choice. Maybe you want to hang out there for a while. As my astrologist said, if you've watched that interview that we did, it was a lot of fun. She says some people they're enjoying the density. They want to play in it for a while. They like that role. Let's explore it. It's so not what we truly are in the ultimate end of things. Well, there's no end of anything. But it is what we can be. It's an expression. Let's go explore density. But you don't want to do that, do you? You wouldn't be on my channel. And if you argue on my channel, you're not going to last long here. Because there's a frequency going on here that must connect with other frequencies. Like attracts like. It doesn't attract like. It doesn't attract anything. You just shift into it. You just are. You just are. You are or you aren't. So I want you to know right now, what's happening is you have to completely 100% own all of it. Own it all. And know that anything out here that you think is a problem, you're doing it. You are 100% doing it. If you're causing stress or whatever, it's your story about what that is. And when you stop the story, that dissolves. You won't even have issues anymore. That person that, oh, you were fighting with all this, the relationship just dissolves. It's not even, it's like, what? We used to argue? Parents, whatever. It's like, so, a blip on the radar screen. It's like, I can't believe I was so entrenched in something so trivial, because you're so entrenched in the material dense world that you believe it. It's time to let it go. Your power is off the charts, unlimited. You are in a human role. You chose to play this in linear time, Earth time. That's shifting around too. Because as the frequencies shift around, different things are happening. The Schumann resonance absolutely is affecting all of us in physical ways, and how we're participating and what we're putting into it and what we're connecting to. Everything is science. But it's not really science. Science doesn't have the answers. But science is, everything's mathematical equations, even chaos. There's organization in everything. You're 100% in control of your reality and what happens this day forward. We're transcending, ascending into something really huge. Get ready. We haven't even touched on it yet. We haven't touched on it yet. It is nothing to fear. It's amazing. It's a place of total peace. Fear won't even exist in your world anymore, but it has to be an individual choice. Are you ready to do that? It's fall of 2020. This is going to get old really quick, and you're going to see other things happening as we move forward. It could be really amazing for you. Are you ready for that? I think you are. You're 100% in control of it. And if you don't think so, then you're relinquishing your power into somebody else's reality, and that will be true for you. But you're actually doing it. I know it's tough to wrap our head around this because we think of ourselves as human beings. And you are, for the most part, playing that role. You are dense because we did choose these human bodies. But even these don't have to function the way they have. And that higher frequency, the Schumann resonance actually proves that healing is a different frequency. That the human body, when the human body is monitored and goes in a higher frequency, this is why people meditate and watch funny movies and stuff, their frequency goes up, their healing kicks in. Healing kicks in. This is real stuff. This is not like, oh, miracles is la-la stuff. It's not. Miracles is a super high frequency, and that's been monitored too. You could go there today. If you want to take my Shift into the New Earth workshop, you can go to LandriaOnkka.com and check out a dozen different master classes and things I have for you. You can start changing your life right away and stop telling yourself a bunch of stories about who should do what or how things should be. Very limiting, and you don't have any limits. For those of you who want to check out my internet training, this is what I did 6 years ago as of this video. I quit everything that wasn't resonating with me, and I went after the things that I felt good about. It's changed my life. I went and got training. I started working with people that were really cared, and they had skills that I wanted to learn, and I learned the skills and I did the work, and I created this channel. I created e-courses. I've written books. My life has changed, but only I was in charge of that. Everybody else was there for me to aid, just like your angels and your guides. They'll always be there for you, but they can never do it for you. They'll be there for you, but you have to actually do it, make the decision, and let go, let go, let go, let go. It's go time. You ready for that? You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Please subscribe and share these. I don't know what's happening with my viewership. Used to just go, and now some weird, YouTube changed things, and now it's like weird. I don't know. All I care about is getting this out to people and empowering them in whatever way possible, because what you do affects me, and I want the best for you, but I also respect your decisions. And if that is to wallow in, pity and victim and believe that this world is not in your control, I respect that, but I won't be there with you. I've chosen a higher frequency, and all things are possible there, and it's fun, and we're all still learning. Be okay with that. Enjoy being human. Enjoy this. It's unlike anything else out there. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.